it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, everybody. My intro was a little slow, shorter than normal, and I'm actually, Lori, dealing with another issue again, um, which is with Facebook because they have been messing with me. I don't know if you saw it pop up.
I did.
Okay, so yeah, that's what kind of caught me off guard. I was ready to go, but they didn't give me this issue. Um, a couple of weeks ago when we went live, but now I'm seeing this all over again, where they are blocking access, citing nudity or sexual activity. That's what it says.
Well, there has been a couple of changes to the on the Facebook platform.
Well, they did this a couple of they did this to me back during the football season a lot, where I would have
Yes,
to go in and uh, update it and say it's not breaking the policy. Please review it, and then within 2 minutes they would review it, and I could go back and add it.
in my own personal opinion, I think it's more, as you had said or made it as a quick mention, AI driven. So it's more the AI bots or something that is just sitting here and saying it's doing this and then shutting it down.
But but the crazy part of that is there's nothing in this that would or should make anybody even come to that conclusion. That's the crazy part. So I apologize again, y'all. I'm literally, while we're talking to you, trying to submit this to Facebook. And yeah, Lori's right. It's going to come down to a bunch of bots checking this. And I guess it's been bots or AI all along that flags it and then puts it back when it realizes when I force the review. But for me to, um, okay, this says, well, you'll hear back from us soon. But that was concerning one stream, but I got like 6 different messages. So I'm trying to find the other one that okay, request review. Um, because I got to get them both because we have it on my personal Facebook page. Um, but I also have it on our uh, Empower page as well. So it streams simultaneously as well on Instagram, as well on Roku. Those I don't have a problem with, and as well as YouTube. But now it is becoming a issue again on Facebook, um, which at some point, if they can't figure this out, then we may end up just telling Facebook that we're done. I ain't gonna keep doing this. Um, Go ahead, Lori.
I was going to say thank you to all that are joining the show. And I've just put it as a comment. Thank you for joining, and we're so glad that you're here. And we want to know what's on your mind based upon the topics that Brian will be going into shortly. But we're just glad to hear from you, and thanks for joining the show.
Thank you. And while I try to get myself from being so discombobulated and a little bit utterly discussed it with Facebook. If you want to support the show, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're viewing from YouTube, thank you very much. Please make sure that you subscribe and click on that bell so that you will know every time that we go live. Uh, uh, it'll alert you and let you know anytime we go live or any post new content. If you're on Instagram, just share. Let everybody know what you're watching. It's very, very important right now. If you're on Roku, if you're watching this on the replay, you're not watching this live, but you catch this because it's the algorithm and it comes through. If it caught your algorithm, there's a reason for it because it normally means that you're looking for content uh, about a lot of the subjects and issues that we talk about. We're very plain speaking. We want to make sure that folks understand what's going on in the world of politics and make it plain to you and convince you if you're not convinced that you don't have a place in politics. Or maybe you feel like you want to have a place, but you really don't know how to get engaged, how to stay engaged, what's real, what's not real. There's so much stuff out there. As you can see, I'm fighting probably something right now that ain't real, but it's affecting the hell out of my one of my platforms. So, um, how do you get engaged? What do you do? Brian, I don't like what's going on in the world of politics, whether it's in the U.S. or across the world, whether it's in my local backyard or whether it's national. I don't like what's going on. What can we do about it? And honestly, I'm here to tell y'all that there's a lot of things that we can do about it. The one thing that we can't do about it is lose hope, lose the faith. We need to stay vigilant. This is a crazy time. We're going to go over that in just a second as well, as far as what's going on and what we can do to stay engaged. But my next couple of shows is going to be a call to action. It is now time to get up off the sidelines and get involved. The game is being played whether you play or not. What I'm asking you to do is get involved so you can have an impact on the score of the game. Whether you want to acknowledge politics, whether you want to believe that you play a part in it, here's the thing. You determine the score of the game whether you play it or not. Because if the team loses, it's and you didn't play, it can be very much because you did not play. Is there a chance that the team could still lose even if you do play? Yes. But then at least you can say, I was there. I did my part. I did the things that I can do. Everybody's part isn't the same. Some people are door knockers. Some people make phone bank and they make calls. Some people call their local uh, Congress people, their Senate representatives, and they make their voices known that way. Some people sign petitions. Some people run for office. Um, some people donate. Um, some people show up for rallies. Some people show up um, for peaceful protest. There are so many different things that you can do. You don't have to do all of those things, but you need to find the thing that you're passionate about and do it and try to let other people know, whether it's your social media, whether it's you making a phone call, let them know what you're doing. See if you can get other people to join you. But there are just so many things that we can do, but we need to engage. We need to say, if you're going to fight, we will be there. We need to let people know that, hey, we're the ones that voted your ass in, and we can vote you out if you are not listening to your constituents, but listening more to your party, your president, your donors, or any other thing that is causing you to want to hold on to power above anything else. This is that time, y'all. This is that fight. We need to make sure that they, and I mean they, those that are out there trying to silence your voice or the voice of your neighbors, your friends, people you go to church with, whomever it is, um, that we ain't going quietly into the night. That there were people that came before us that bled and died for us to have the right to vote. And we're not going to allow these people to tell us that certain votes don't matter, that those sacrifices that people gave for us to be able to have that right. Now, when people fought for us to have a right to vote, they of course also fought for the right for you not to vote. But we want to be able to honor those people and say that me not being able to vote should be my choice, not uh political moves being made to push me outside of voting. So like I said, the next couple of shows, Lori, is really going to be a call to action, because this cannot happen again. We cannot have another version of Trump 2.0, whether it's JD Vance, whether it's Marco Rubio, whether it's any one of these crazy motherfuckers um, that think that they're going to get into power and do whatever the hell they want to do. If they do, I don't want to, and I hear people whining about it. I'm going to ask you one specific question. Did you vote? Because if you're whining and I ask you, did you vote? And you tell me no, I'm going to tell you, get the fuck out of my face. Because you saw what happened when a bunch of people that were apprehensive about voting for Kamala Harris chose not to vote at all. How did that work out? We got what we got right now. So if you say we didn't vote for wars, we didn't vote for ballrooms, we didn't vote for reflective pools, but you did not vote, yes, this is exactly what you voted for. If you did not vote for high gas, high electric bills, the mortgage rate just went up uh its highest it has been in the last 9 months. Um, if you say you didn't vote for any of that, but you didn't vote, shut the fuck up. You getting exactly what you deserve. The problem is you screwed the rest of us with you. And I hate to be that harsh about it, but I don't think I'm being harsh. I think I'm just being true. Your vote still matters, because if it didn't, they wouldn't be trying to gerrymander us so bad. And what I cannot stand and what I will not stand for, though, is people trying to gaslight and saying, "Oh, well, Brian, you're talking about what Republicans gerrymandering things to death. Democrats are doing the same thing. Hell, they tried to go Virginia 11 nothing in their quest for gerrymandering." What I will tell y'all is false equivalencies do not work for me. Number one, I will say this again and again and again. There's only one party that tried to pass, um, excuse me, the latest Voting Rights Act, named for John Lewis. In that Voting Rights Act, it proposed to get rid of gerrymandering, to turn over census-driven map redistricting, because normally maps are done alongside the results of the census that is done every 10 years to make sure that districts representation still makes sense. Came up with this. Some states already do this, but they were going to make it a federal requirement that all states turn over their redistricting to non-political commissions so that they can divvy them up based on the representation in the area, not by sitting there trying to pick your voters instead of your voters pick you. Every single Democrat voted for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act that included banning gerrymandering. Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, it would have banned gerrymandering and placed redistricting in the hands of nonpartisan commissions that would look at data and make data driven decisions on districts. The number of Republicans that voted for this bill was 0. So Democrats, yes, they're trying to fight fire with fire right now, but they have been a party that has taken a stand that no, we don't like gerrymandering, but we also ain't gonna let you gerrymander us out of existence. So if we have to gerrymander back to maintain, then that's what we're gonna do. It's like if you're telling me you're gonna come to a fight and you're gonna bring a pistol, but I'm still thinking that I'm gonna be able to bring boxing gloves, then I'm the fool. Now, once you put your guns down and put on some boxing gloves and make it a fair fight, then that's fine. But if you gonna sit there and bring a gun, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, nope, we got to take the high road. We're Democrats. We got to always take the high road. Fuck that. You bring a gun to the fight, I'm gonna bring Lori. I'm gonna bring a damn bazooka. I'm gonna bring rocket launchers. I'm gonna bring grenades because I'm not coming to purposely lose the fight. We're gonna keep the fight fair. You know, that's like if I'm a boxer and I get in the ring, but I find out that the guy that I'm boxing with got his gloves laced with bricks or brass knuckles or something like that, and I'm still just supposed to fight this fool with regular boxing gloves. I'm crazy. You can't do that. So and then these folks that's acting like, well, that's what Democrats should do. Hey, even though they're cheating or they're not doing what you think they should do, or they're violating the spirit of this and that and the other. Well, you need to set the example, and eventually one day they'll see through your example the error of their ways, and they will just unilaterally lay down their weapons. You gotta be out your damn mind. We gave them an opportunity to do that with the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And they flat out said, take one of these and take his cousin and y'all go sit on it. That's what they did. Now, we have a opportunity to try to get them to realize that this is not a winning situation for them. Now, I'm going to talk for a second about why what they're doing is actually stupid. But I wanted to set the false equivalency to the side that both sides gerrymander. One side was trying to get rid of gerrymandering, and the other side said, no, thank you. So number one, I want to be clear with that. Number two, there still is a difference that would kill the false equivalency. When Republicans decide to gerrymander, they don't ask the voters what they think about it. They don't put it up for a referendum. They all take it to the legislature and they decide for themselves. They vote on a map and they pass it with their super gerrymandered majorities. So they are literally bypassing the will of the people to then redistrict maps that affect same said people, that they're not giving you any ability to vote on whether they're cool with it or not. which really means they don't give a damn if you're cool with it or not when they do it. They could care less because they're not doing it for you. They're doing it for their own power. All of the instances of Democrats gerrymandering, Lori, have been the result of Democrats putting it on a ballot. California responded to Texas's gerrymander grab because Donald Trump said, I'm entitled to 5 more seats. He told Greg Abbott, I'm entitled. You ain't entitled to shit. The way that you get seats is you convince enough people that the policies that you want to do would fulfill their best interest. You ain't entitled to anything. You earn those votes. Being entitled to votes and earning votes are 2 totally different things. But he told Greg Abbott, I'm entitled to 5 more seats from Texas. Make it happen. Okay? That should be a campaign issue. What are you running on? What's your platform? Not, oh, you mean you want me to go pick the voters? That's not how voting is supposed to work. Voters pick who they want to represent them, not the legislature picks who votes for them. But that's what they did. So California said, you know what? We could squeeze some more seats if that's what the voters want. But what California had to do, Lori, is suspend their independent commission to be able to do that. So they did get the independent commission suspended, but they still put it up as a standalone. And what I mean by that is there was nothing else on the ballot for them to vote on, which normally means if you're not voting for president, you're not voting for your governor, maybe statewide senators, you're not going to get a lot of turnout because it's not that big of a thing. Well, they got a great amount of turnout, and the voters overwhelmingly supported the maps, and that's what they got. Okay. We understand that Virginia gerrymandered an 11-0 map. They were already up with their representation, but they knew that they could get some more seats out of this. So they did the same thing. They put it on as a referendum, and they won. Now people talk about, well, they only won by 3%. You only need to win by 1. So it doesn't have to be an overwhelming thing. You know, they won. Now a Supreme Court judge has since overturned it, and they won't be able to use it in this year's midterm. But I do believe that they are going to try it again so that it can be used in 2028 for the 2028 election. The Supreme Court in Virginia overthrew it based on a technicality that in a lot of ways doesn't even pass water, but they threw it out anyway. And I'll potentially do another show where explaining more about that technicality. But regardless, the example is there. No Republican can name one time where they took the redistricting issue and put it on a ballot and said, you know what, let our voters decide. Now, this is what they will say why they don't do this, though, Lori. They will say, well, we don't do it because the voters already elected us to be their representative, so we're doing it on their behalf. But they're being disingenuous because a lot of them got elected because their districts were already gerrymandered. So they may not really be truly representing their constituents because of gerrymandering. Now, the Supreme Court just heard a case called Calais that challenged parts of the current Voting Rights Act Section 2 of it. And again, another punch has been thrown. So here's the irony, Lori. There was a part of the Voting Rights Act. But before I even get into that part, let me just set the floor even with this. There was a policy before the Supreme Court got rid of it a couple years ago called pre-clearance. Are you familiar with pre-clearance?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So because of racial disparities in the South, the Department of Justice had basically set up a policy where any states in the South, Mississippi, Alabama, all of them, Arkansas, could not just arbitrarily throw out maps because of racial disparities. Basically, they were known for being racist. And they knew that without somebody watching their asses, they would just draw up some janky gerrymandered districts that would cause majority minority districts. And what those are is districts normally, excuse me, a House representative, Lori, normally represents a district of 700 to 850,000 people. Okay. So when they do a census, they're figuring out where that person's 700 to 850,000 area is. So you'll see District 2, District 16, NC this, whatever. And each of those districts hold up to 850,000 people, right? And the census kind of lets you know that, and it breaks it down by demographics. So you know in your district how much of your district is African American, how much of your district is white, how much of your district is Latino, how much of your district is Asian American or other. It breaks it all by the census. That's how they know who lives in that person's area, right? So what they do, Lori, is some districts may be 54% white, 37% African American, and the rest of it other. And then you pick between what's left. Some districts are what they call majority minority, where the African American representation could be well over 50%. Could
Like
be,
in Mississippi?
you could have a district where it's 70% black, 20% white, 10% other. Yes, just like Mississippi. There's places, or Memphis, Tennessee, where
Yes.
Memphis is 70% black. Okay. So because those what we call majority minority districts exist, the Department of Justice had what they call preclearance, meaning that those states could not go in and racially gerrymander those districts to the point where that 70, 20, 10 majority minority district now turns into 30% African American, 60% white, and 10% other. Because that would be a process known as cracking. Now, we'll come back to cracking in 2 seconds. But the preclearance was there to keep southern states honest from doing a bunch of uh, undermanned gerrymandering by doing that. Okay, that's what preclearance was. Supreme Court got rid of preclearance. No, y'all don't have to submit it to the Department of Justice before moving ahead with the maps. That was their first obstacle, was getting rid of preclearance so that states could come up with whatever maps they wanted to. So then they started coming up with these maps to try to do that, but then they kept running into an issue because they started getting sued, whether it was the NAACP, the ACLU, other lawyers and groups out there that had standing to be able to bring a case. And to be able to bring a case and have standing, you need to be an affected party. Okay. So they started facing lawsuits for the maps, and they lost a lot more than they won because the Supreme Court then had to look at the Voting Rights Act and say, well, you're trying to break up this district on the lines of race. And that's a violation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. Okay? So here we're coming. They got rid of pre-clearance, but the issue was still Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act because it was obvious that they were making the changes to the maps based on race. Okay? And how's that water? Is it good? Is it tasty?
I'm a little parched. I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't
it's all
mean
right.
to.
Hey, I'll share with you.
It's just a little. It's just a little dry. Well, since we have no. Since we're in a bit of a drought, so you know.
Yeah, you're drying out like the dirt. I got you.
Yeah, just like the dirt.
But anyway, so pre-clearance is gone, but the Supreme Court is still um, overturning these maps because they are racially gerrymandered, and the Voting Rights Act speaks squarely against that. So there are really a lot of times easy arguments to be presented before the Supreme Court um, because of that. Well, the good old Supreme Court just argued a case called Calais, where they basically said, we've elected a black president. Um, we've made a lot of these successes throughout the years where race is not a barrier anymore. We are in a race-free world, is what they said, Lori. Race is non-determinative of it's not a hurdle and a barrier anymore like it used to be when the Voting Rights Act was enacted. So guess what, y'all? We are now a colorblind society. Bullshit. Excuse me. We do not have to worry that the states in the South will now try to sit there and silence black and brown voices anymore because we no longer need pre-clearance and we no longer need Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. So if they want to go ahead and gerrymander, because this is what they argued, Lori. Actually, if we left that part of Section 2 in there, that in itself is racist. If we allow states to have majority minority districts just basically because of race, we're being racist. Because if those districts are really constructed that way, Lori, as 70-30-10, I'm sorry, 60-30-10s, then that's the way they'll stay. Well, as soon as they passed down this ruling, every damn state in the South rushed to go change their maps. The Louisiana governor, this clown, suspended the damn election that was ongoing with early voting so that they could go back, redo the maps, and rerun the election. South Carolina is trying to redraw their only black congressman, Jim Clyburn, out of existence. Other states are chomping at the bit to go back into sessions and redraw their maps. All they basically did once Calais got overturned Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act is prove why there was a need for that in Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. They wasted no time to start going and drawing up districts. Memphis got cracked, Lori. They took a majority minority district and they divided it into thirds. I'm sorry, Memphis was 90% black. I mean, not was, is 90%. They broke it up into 33, 33, 30, not 33, 30, 30, 30. That's what they call cracking. They took a district and they cracked it here, cracked it there, cracked it there. Now, that's insane. And this is why these are going to be call to actions on my part, because these are some very power-driven people that would go in and crack districts that way. So so Brian, what's the big deal? Well, this is why this is a big deal. And people think, well, Brian, all you're saying is, what, if it's 90% black, they're just gonna vote for a black person? No. Steve Cohn's been their representative for decades, and he's a white guy in Memphis. It's not the color of the person that you vote for, Lori. It's the fact that the person you vote for represents you and your interest, your needs. Your district could be in a certain city that has needs that are different from other parts of that same city that may be in a totally different district. And whoever we elect to represent us represents our needs. But now, if part of my district is broken and then uh, auctioned off to another district, is that person really worried about my needs as much as the needs of their majority representation? Probably not. So then my needs aren't going to get addressed. What if the majority now of my new district, most of their kids are in private schools and live in the suburbs? Are we going to have any urban initiative goals? Are we going to have public school goals? Are we going to have things that people in my community need, but are not overall the biggest thing for that district anymore? No. So I'm not going to have the representation that I need. That's what they're doing. They're diluting your representation. They're not telling you you can't go vote. They're just telling you we ain't gonna give a damn about if you vote and what you need, because we don't care about what you want and what you need. They can't stop you from voting, but they can damn sure try to make it where your vote doesn't have the power and the impact that it did, because you're not voting for somebody that is going to put your needs to the forefront. That's what they're doing. Now, there's been a term out there, Lori, called dummy mandering. Have you heard of this one?
No, I have not.
All right. Well, good. So dummy mandering is when people gerrymander and it backfires on their ass. It's the FAFO version of gerrymandering. It's when you sit there and you think that there she goes. Quick. She's quick today, y'all. She's trying to get that bonus. Um, but so what can happen? Well, Brian, what do you mean backfire? Well, if I just brought in a African American part of a district, and let's just say, use round numbers. There are 100,000 of them that we just brought in. What you just did, Lori, is you pushed out 100,000 folks that used to be in your district that are no longer in your district. So if you had to absorb 100,000 black and brown people, you just got rid of 100,000 white people, because your district doesn't go from 850 to 950. It still stays 850.
Mm-hmm.
So you just shifted 100,000 reliable voters out of that person's district. Now, a lot of these districts, they'll say, okay, and they always you'll hear numbers like Trump plus 30, Biden plus 10, and things like that. All that means is that particular district not only won, but it leaned towards Biden or it leaned towards Trump, and they won by 30 points or 10 points or whatever. So they try to, when they gerrymander, look at what they call safe red districts. We'll use that as an example, where take Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, Trump plus 30. Basically means that whether it's Marjorie Taylor Greene that runs or any other Southern drawl speaking white person, that's a Republican, they should win that district without even running one damn ad, barely put a yard sign in the dirt, right? They're going to win because they got a red sign. Vote for me, I'm a Republican. They could just basically, that can be their platform. Vote for me, I'll build a wall. Whatever. Something simple, and they'll win. Well, the problem is some of these other districts, Lori, may have been plus 10, plus 12s. And now that you're gerrymandering, you could be lowering what that win margin is. And that win margin could be within a certain couple of points where if representation or turnout on the other side of the aisle is a little bit higher than normal, it could swing the other way. You could be screwing yourself because you're taking somebody that has or here's the other problem, Lori. Maybe you can still win it, but I'll give you a perfect example. Thomas Massey just lost his Republican primary, right?
Yes, you did.
But that's because, do you understand that it was a Republican against a Republican? They spent $33 million to run that race against Thomas Massey because Trump wanted him out so bad. In a typical Republican primary in Kentucky, you're not spending but $500,000 or less. You spent 33 million. So what, right? Well, that means that you could have saved that and spent that 33 million in more competitive districts that you're going to really need. You had a solid Republican vote. It was just a Republican that pissed off Trump. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
You spent more money on something because somebody feelings are hurt and he needs his tampon changed. Not because you were losing a Republican. You just lost the one that he didn't like. But in doing that, you had to spend an extra $31.5 million to do it. You know, that's advertising, that's phone banks, that's offices, that's canvassers, that's everything else that you could have spent that money on that you couldn't because you had to put it not in a general election race, Lori, a fucking primary. So the Republican Party basically won the seat for Trump, but had to lose $32.5 million to do it. The math don't math. So yes, you might win it, but what did you spend to win the damn seat? Hey, Danae Gatling.
My good friend from Long Island, Amityville, Long Island.
Appreciate you watching, Danae. Appreciate that. It makes no sense. They spent all that money to win a damn primary. And here's the thing. They could now end up losing the general because now you're putting in a MAGA extremist. And why will they do well in the primaries? Because they're so far to the right. Hi, Brian and Lori. Because they're so far to the right, they have to move closer towards the middle in a general election a lot of times to be able to sway independents. And Lori, another thing that made this crazy is it was a closed primary, meaning that if you're a registered Democrat, you can only vote for a Democrat. If you're a registered Republican, you can only vote for a Republican. But if you're an independent, Lori, you couldn't vote for either. If if it's a closed primary and you're an independent, or you don't have a party affiliation, you can't vote in the primary. So what does that mean? You spent $33 million for people that were going to vote Republican regardless who the damn Republican was. That's all you did.
But
That is the stupidest waste of money.
But didn't this also talking about, especially with the elections in Georgia, and I guess like for the turnout, because for all of that, and for all of the things that Brian Kemp was trying to do, and for that, all of that, for what has come out to, and especially with Ossoff and everything else, it's just like I don't think they're not understanding that it's backfiring.
Well,
Somewhat.
they understand. Well, here's the problem. They do understand everything that I'm saying. If you sat there and you kidnapped, and I'm not saying y'all need to do this. This isn't the call to action. But if you kidnapped all the Republican politicians, you put them in a room, hook them up to an IV and put truth serum in, most of them would tell you that they know what I just said is true. The problem is Trump has proven to them, and Tommy Massey is the latest example. But whether it's Thomas Massey, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, it goes on and on and on. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that Trump is as unpopular as a president as he is, still has a hold on his MAGA base. His MAGA base is not enough for him to win general elections. He doesn't care. His MAGA base, though, is enough to win primaries because most of the primaries are closed. So a lot of the people in Congress are like, hey, I can win a general, but I got to be able to get to the damn general. But if he runs some far right-wing lunatic against me, I may never see the damn general. And unfortunately, that's true. If they don't sit there and give up all of their decency and do what he wants, he will primary them and they will not make it to the general election because whatever right-wing lunatic he promotes, his MAGA base that votes in these close primaries will vote their asses out quickly. Thomas Massey voted with Trump 90% of the time, and that wasn't good enough. Marjorie Taylor Greene voted with Trump 99% of the time, and that wasn't good enough. Liz Cheney, for all the profile and courage that she did show, she was still a good 95% vote when it came to Republican initiatives. But the line, whatever line that they drew, is always too much for him to not be aggrieved and want to get rid of your ass. You give him 115% loyalty, or your ass is on borrowed time. That's yes.
But Thomas Massey did read the names, the redacted names of the Epstein files, because since he's on a short leash, for the rest of his term.
Thomas Massey, and I didn't even get to touch Bill Cassidy, who basically his sin was he voted to impeach Trump in Trump impeachment 2. It's funny when you have to say which it has to be a thing when you have to say which impeachment. But in the second Trump impeachment, Bill Cassidy, senator from Louisiana, voted to impeach him, or basically convict him, because the House impeaches, the Senate convicts. He voted to convict. They got 66. They got 56 to convict. They needed 60. Mitch McConnell could have pulled in for 3 others, including himself, to do that, but he gave Trump an out. And now they're paying for it. Cassidy voted his conscience then, but ever since then, because Trump didn't end up getting convicted, and then he was in oh shit mode, this dude's going to come for me, so let me vote for everything that he wants to do, whether I really believe in it or not, up to and including confirming John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, Divine. John F. Kennedy Jr. Yeah, Divine. What's up? I know who that is. Phyllis. Wanted to I lost my train of thought. Confirm John F. Kennedy Jr. to run Health and Human Services. Now, why is that such a crazy thing with Bill Cassidy? Because, Lori, he is he's a doctor. He understands science, vaccines, and all those things. His vote was the pivotal vote to get John F. Kennedy Jr. John F. Kennedy is dead. God rest his soul. Robert F. Kennedy. I'm sure somebody was going to correct me in a second. Robert.
I was about to say, did he come back from the dead? Like, what's happening? I mean, he could be haunting him.
Well,
but,
some of
R.F. Kennedy.
The QAnon people think he is.
We don't know. We might be thinking.
Yeah, I'm not a QAnon person, but Robert F. Kennedy and his stance on vaccines and everything else like that. Bill Cassidy knows that he's a lunatic, and without his vote, that nomination would have died in committee and would have never been put on the floor for a vote. So a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these votes have to pass the hurdle of being passed out of committees before they go before the whole Senate. But because Cassidy lent his support of RFK finally, it was then put in front of the entire Senate, and they did what their Cheeto God demanded them to do, and it passed along party lines. Um, so that's so Cassidy did everything he could to try to make up for the fact that he voted to convict Trump of impeachment 2.0, but it wasn't enough. Trump had somebody primary against him. See you later, goodbye. But now the next bill that came up before Congress was a War Powers Act, I believe. And guess who crossed party lines to help support that War Powers Act? So this is not a profile of courage. This is him basically saying, I ain't got nothing to lose now.
Pretty much.
You got Tom Tillis from North Carolina. He has nothing to lose. Tom, I need to see a backbone from you. You try to put up a fight about getting the investigation of Jerome Powell, the former now Fed chair, dropped, or you weren't going to pass the nomination out of committee. And Janine Pirro did relent and say, okay, the investigation is over. So hey, y'all on borrowed time, but you got 7 months. You can do a whole lot of damage because guess who passes judges? The Senate. So if you're on the Senate a Judiciary Committee, it goes there first. And if you're one of those senators that Trump done pissed you off and he done ran somebody against you and everything else, guess who can sit there and put the squash on judges? They only need 51. There's 47 Democrats. I'm going to say 46 because John Fetterman is a lost cause. And this is
No,
somebody that
because
needs to give that primary.
he voted with the Republicans, and he
Yeah.
is a waste. He is a waste of air and
Yes.
space.
And
He
he knows.
needs to be. He needs to
Well,
be voted out.
Well, and he's doing what I'm saying that the other side needs to do because he knows that he's not going to get reelected as a Democrat. So he's basically just said, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do." And that's what he's doing. And I think the Republicans that have been challenged by Trump, or basically this is their swan song because of him, they need to do the same thing and say, "Well, you know what? We're gonna give them Democrats them 4 votes that they need to stop this judiciary nomination." Tom Tillis, Bill Cassidy. Sometimes you can get Rand Paul to join the Democrats. Sometimes you can get Mitch McConnell because he's retiring to join.
And no longer will not be a senator. Will not. He's going away.
Sometimes you can get Susan Collins over or Lisa Murkowski to come over too.
She will not. But I'm hoping, and again, Graham Plattner was up 7 points against Collins, Susan Collins in Maine. So let's keep up the good fight and keep it up for Graham Plattner.
Yeah. So it's a possibility, but in the meantime, there's some Republicans that can help Democrats keep a lot of these crazy judiciary nominees from getting passed. Some. They have to be pretty bad though, but there's possibilities with that. So that's what's kind of going on, Lori, with the redistricting. We're going to keep talking about that. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, I really want to focus too on local races because the things going on in North Carolina may be some of the same things that are going on wherever you are watching from too. I want to be able to bring in some people, whether they're running for county commissioner, state senate, school board, whether they are with certain parties, like we have our own Black political caucus. We have our North Carolina Democrat team. Lori is a third vice chair for the Cabarrus County Democrats. So we're all trying to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to encourage turnout, to get people to understand why it matters. Um, it matters a whole lot. Um, if it didn't, people wouldn't be fighting so hard to keep you from being able to do something that is actually etched in the Constitution. So please, y'all, stay aware of those things and don't get distracted by damn golden ballrooms and reflective pools that I ain't even get a chance to go over. But we got plenty of time. But what I would encourage anybody that has AI, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. If you want to know where Trump's priority is, most of y'all have AI. Go to your Copilot or Meta AI, whatever you use, Chat GPT, and just say, hey, over the last 90 days, tell me how many times Trump has mentioned affordability. Then ask it, over those same 90 days, how many times has Trump mentioned a ballroom? Over those last 90 days, see how many times Trump has mentioned uh, inflation being too high, gas prices being too high. And how many times has he mentioned Iran nuclear bomb? Watch what they do, not what they say. But still listen to what they say, because a lot of times that will tell you exactly where their priorities are. And when somebody's talking about a golden ballroom and reflective pools and stuff like that, that do not help your everyday cost of living, they're basically telling you who the priority is, but more importantly, who it is not. Now, I think if you've already watched all hour and 3 minutes of this show, then you should already probably know who it is not helping. But if not, come on back again next week and I'll beat the hell out of it into you again. Because that's what we do. And I don't mean I'm physically beat the hell out of you, even though I could. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna massage it in verbally. Let me get you to understand that way. Is there something wrong with that voice? You don't like that verbally. You don't like that massage. You look a little squeamish over there.
You sound like the creature from Lord of the Rings when
I
you were
do
doing
not.
the massage. Yes, you did. You sounded weird.
No, no. You know what? You know what? I'm done. Anyway, after the whole mood, I was gonna sit there and turn the light red and have some tea leaf candles going and stuff. Draw the bath water and all that, but she done messed it all up, y'all.
Sorry. It was weird. It was weird.
Pop blocker. Anyway, I'll let y'all go for another week. If you got any questions, comments, you saw the email address, dparkermedia@gmail.com. You can reach out to us. Give us your comments, your feedback. If you want to put it in the notes, please do that too. We do read those as well. But again, lastly, if you're watching on the replay, still leave a comment. We'll still see it. Likes are welcome as well. And most importantly, hit that subscribe button and share and let others know what you've been watching so that we can grow our community more and more and more. We really want to reach the common person out there that may just be a casual politics listener, not somebody that keeps their channel on CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, MS Now or anything like that, but still want to stay somewhat engaged or know a little bit about what's going on so they can have a halfway decent conversation at the Thanksgiving meal. You know? That's what I'm here for. So not to make it too complicated, but to break it down so that you have a better idea of understanding it. Until next week, y'all, be Park here. Lori, signing out. Y'all have a good week. See you next week.